Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched the Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay. This is the spoiler review for Get Out!
Get out of here. Slap that bitch.
Stop! Just go, Steven! This movie was on our top 10 most anticipated movies, horror movies of 2017, and it didn't disappoint, I'm happy to say. I liked it a lot. I don't know if it's going to be in my top 10 end of the year horror movies, but it should be. It was pretty damn good.
It was very sexual. Sexual.
They're going to make us sex slaves! They're going to slowly tickle our butts with a feather!
That's actually not very untrue, because in a way, that actually does happen. Mm-hmm. They're not sex slave, though.
But you're black.
Yeah, who dares make a black sex slave?
So this movie involves, and again, if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this. It's totally worthy of going to see in the theater for yourself. It's not one of those shit bombs you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to watch the spoiler review. Yeah. You want to see it. This movie starts out, you've got this guy and this girl, they're young, they're in love, and they both seem just like nice young people.
I'm already bored.
She's going to take him to meet her parents, and basically this turns into a meet the parents NyQuil dream of horror and batshit craziness. Her dad is just like Steve Carell. When they go see him, he's got these glasses and this turtleneck and he's all uppity and stuff, and they only hire black help, which is like sign number one. But dude, he's just so awkward. He's like, I know what you're thinking, brother. He's like, around here we vote for Obama. I love black people. I love them.
Yeah, but it was like, he always kept calling and goes, my man!
Yeah.
My man.
How long is this thing?
That's just like the thing, yeah, and and even the girlfriend's like, my dad has never talked to anybody like that before, so I don't get what's going on. And he's like, it's alright, it's cool, I get it. And his dad keeps on going, he's like, I just wanted you to know, Obama's the greatest president of my lifetime. It's like they're trying to convince him that they're pro-black.
Yeah,
so,
and it comes off as more racist than if they were just like, I hate black people.
Well, not even racist, dude. I don't even know if it comes off as racist. I think it just comes off as forced and awkward and kind of creepy. Because they're so...
Underlying racism.
Yeah, but they're so wanting to make sure that he's comfortable in this situation.
I can't not concentrate on the fact that you're black!
But how can you fucking say that you're going to be comfortable in that situation? That's like saying that you're going to go to the prison showers, drop the soap, and everything's going to be okay. Except when that guy, Big Jeff, comes in through the back door.
It's just skin, Stephen.
It's just a penis in your butt.
Yeah, so these people are, they're the kind of racist that's like, they're not trying to be racist, but they just can't help it because they can't let go of the fact that he's black. And honestly, though, some people, there's going to be people who have too strong feelings about things that are going to be like, I'm not watching this because it's racist. Are parts of it racist against white people? Yeah, they probably are. But, if you're like us and you don't get offended by shit, you just find the humor in it, which is all they're trying to do.
Take your fucking panties off and go have a good time at a movie.
It's going to be okay. Now, there is the turn if the roles were switched, it would not be okay. It would not be okay.
We did discuss that. If it was the other way around, they're probably, I don't know. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. Let us dissect that later, but I don't want to talk about that now in this video.
But I get it. So, forgetting the whole social commentary thing, these people are underhandedly racist as fuck. So he goes over there, and they end up being way more racist than he thought. But he goes up there, they start acting really, really weird. The help is what was so confusing, is because, the help are like these three different black people. There's the groundskeeper guy who looks like Bo Jackson. He does look like
Deion Sanders.
There's the lady in the house who's creepy as shit, and then there's
well, he wasn't. The other one was really not the helper. The guy with the guy from Brooklyn. He was the husband.
Right.
We'll get to that when we talk about the husband, but. It really is cool, like the way that they draw. And you're talking about creepy factor. It's times 10 with the help. I mean, it's scary as fuck.
Yeah, because they're like, he goes up, he's like, hey man, I didn't get a chance to say hi. And I love the main guy in this movie because he just seems like a decent guy. Like even he's like, I get it, they're racist. They don't mean to be. I'm over it. He's a really cool guy. He's very amiable, and I like him a lot. I like his character. I like the way he handled the character in the movie. But he goes up to that guy at one point, and he's like, hey man, I didn't get a chance to meet you. And the guy's like, she's a wonderful prize, isn't she? And you're like, that guy's fucking weird. He's got kids in his basement or something. The thing is this is more of a Dave Chappelle skit than it is like a Paul Verhoeven social commentary. It's very upfront, in your face, and it's meant to be there for comedy. So don't get your panties in a bunch.
Well, that one guy does look like Dave Chappelle, like you pointed out.
He actually does look just like Dave Chappelle. But so they go up there, and obviously there's something going on with these fucking people. The brother, Caleb Landry Thomas or whatever his name is.
Dude, that guy's fucking awesome. I hated him. I wanted him to fucking die in the movie, but he's a great actor, a great bad guy. And I don't know why, I thought he was like Brad Pitt's son. Like, he sounds like Brad Pitt. He was basically 12 Monkeys Brad Pitt running around.
He's really good, man. Yeah. He's a good actor. I mean, like you, I hated him. I wanted him to die.
He kind of seemed like a Joker kind of character. Like if you saw the Joker in like a newer, like in like a Justice League or a new Batman standalone movie, I think he would have done a better job than Jared Leto.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right, my friend.
Thank you.
You're right.
When you're right. And you're always right. Because he made you really uncomfortable. He made you really like, ooh, goo.
Gooey gum dots.
Gooey
that's how you felt. So eventually, and she pissed me off because they go up into the room and he's like, your family's racist as fuck, okay? And she's like, and she's acting all pissed. She's like, I can't believe that. And she's like, and trying to act cutesy about it. And I'd be like, it's not cute, okay? I think they want to fucking butt fuck me or something. Like, I would have been really pissed.
I'm going to the Holiday Inn tonight.
What eventually is happening here is that all these people are coming there, and they're a little like family cult. And what they want to do is that they want to take a black person's body and they want to put their consciousness into him so that basically that person is a passenger. They can see everything that's going on, but they can't do anything about it. And this white person, this old ass white, crusty white dude gets to take over their body and their superior genetic makeup, bigger dicks, as they try to say in the movie, better golf skills, all that stuff.
That's not true. That's not true. We all know that the Asians have bigger dicks. Okay, here's the thing. They're racist, but they're really not, because what they feel is that a black person's genetic makeup makes them stronger, faster, being able to do more than the average, the other races in the world. I guess, even though there is one point in the film where it's talked about, and the main guy that says, "Why black people?" and he's like, "Why not?" He's like, "I don't know. There's no real reason for it." But it goes back. There is one scene specifically where the dad of the family talks about. I can't remember the guy's name. The one that during the Hitler era, he was the one that won the gold, the Olympics.
Jesse Owens.
And the dad in this, his grandfather or his dad was one of the Olympic competitors and lost to him. And it kind of started with his dad, and it was like seeing that they're like, okay, well, they have a better genetic build, and now we're going to take control of them and we're going to put our brains inside their bodies, and whatever we wanted to use it for, like whether it be speed or strength, or in the case of the main guy in this, his eyesight, because he's got a good photographer's eye, that's what they're going to use him for. So they are.
So Houlihan's in this too, from Dodgeball.
He is Patrick O'Houlihan. He is, but it's a strange twist on it, and it's weird. It's like they're racist, but they're not, and then they are.
True.
I don't know.
That is true, and it's Patrick O'Houlihan, dude. It's like, if you can dodge a wrench, then you can implant your consciousness into a black man and have a bigger dick. So what happens is the wife, the mom, the chick from 40-Year-Old Virgin, is she's a hypnotist. So she hypnotizes these black people. The daughter, turns out, the big twist is that the daughter is the recruiter. She seems like such a good girl, and I did figure it out. I figured out that's what was going on, because at one point they have a bingo scene, and they're playing bingo. It's the scene in the trailer when he's like,
You gotta watch those attractive white girls.
And Patrick O'Houlihan buys, there's a picture sitting of the dude right here, and he buys him, or whatever, and...
that was racist. So they auction off the black people. They auction off each one.
So when the brother's just sitting there watching it, and the mom is just sitting there watching it, and clearly, at that point, I was like, okay, the daughter has to be involved. She must be going out recruiting these guys, and that's what turns out to be the twist. It's kind of funny, because at the end, she Googles, she's like, NCAA prospects. You know, it's just like the typical white girl. She wants to find her a basketball player. She's got to be the scariest white, because white girls are scary anyway. I don't care what race you are. White girls can be fucking scary, especially wealthy white girls. It's true, they are. But the bitches be crazy, man.
Some of them do. When they handle, I was married to one. When they have too much wine, fucking watch out.
I love them. Don't get me wrong. Rich white people can be scary to everyone, no matter what race you are or anything. So anybody can watch this and enjoy it. But
it all starts because he smokes, and you saw that in the trailer. It's like, do you smoke in front of my daughter? And it starts from that. I mean, that's how she can. Well, she didn't really convince him, but that's how they introduced the idea of the hypnosis thing. And she gets him to sit down and relax, and then she does. She puts him in the far place or the down place or whatever they call it in the film, and sets up. Triggers in his brain so that she can use certain things to control him, and that's how he's fucked. He's like actually a prisoner now.
Goddamn teacup, man. She sends him this place called the Sunken Place.
That's what the Sunken Place.
This is where the horror aspect of the movie gets really good and kicks in for me, because it's really cool and surreal looking, but it feels like the further, it feels like the upside down, it feels like that whole thing. Like if the first half of the film is a creepy commentary, like social commentary. With some horror stuff laden in there.
Well,
when we go into the further, and he's finally downstairs in that basement sitting on that chair, and they keep sending him into the Sunken Place, that's where it got really horrific for me, and I really liked it.
Well, I didn't know if it was a further, because he's not like not walking around.
I just mean a different reality.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just like a dark place or whatever. But
yeah, so she sends him down there, and he starts seeing crazy shit.
A black place.
So they send him into this place, and he's sitting there watching the TV, and the dude comes on. He's like, "Yeah, I wanted your brain. I wanted your body."
Yeah.
And then he goes through, and it's weird, and you mentioned this, that the kills feel like they come out of nowhere. They feel like they didn't matter, because he escapes in a cool way. He takes the cotton from the chair and puts it into his ears.
Yeah, but how did he get them to his ear?
I don't know. They didn't show it. I think that's because they were like, I don't get it.
Like his wrists are strapped down, and he's been like digging at the sofa or the chair. It's a leather chair, and he pulls out the cotton. But how did he get it to his fucking ears?
That's what I was thinking too. They didn't show it. I think that was on purpose. But he puts the cotton in his ear so that when she starts dinking her fucking teacup, he wouldn't go into the sunken place. So when the kid comes to get him, he escapes. And that's a cool scene too. I like that. He escapes. He hits him with the bocce ball.
That makes sense. But when he goes and kills the dad with the deer antlers,
it did feel anticlimactic.
Yeah,
because with the deer antlers, the way he does it, it's just like he runs up and just kills him. And where you felt it was underwhelming, I was like, damn, he went straight and killed him. He wasn't even like trying to knock him out. He's just killing motherfuckers. And then I was like, well, I would too.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, it just feels, but it didn't feel like a build up to it. It didn't feel like, because this is the main one of the main bad guys. I felt like they should have done something more with that. And somehow the brother survived too. And that scene when he fucking finally fucks the brother up for good before he like leaves the house, I like that scene.
I did too, man, because it was so inventive the way they did it. Because you're like, he's put him in the Judy chop.
Yeah, he was.
He's put him in the Judy chop, and then he keeps trying to open the door. And that's probably what you would do in that situation. You would just be an idiot and be like, I'm going to open the door even though I know he's going to shut it. And that's where I thought we were going. He was just freaking out.
A strong gust of wind will knock him off.
But he holds the doorknob, and when the dude kicks it, he pulls out the doorknob and then stabs it with him. Really cool, inventive scene. I like that death scene. Then he goes on the run, and he hits the grandma with his car. And there's this whole backdrop to this whole movie, and it's a cool character development arc thing. When he was a kid, his mom got shot and died, and he just sat there and because he was frozen and he just watched TV and he couldn't do anything about it. So he's got this crazy issues with that. So when he sees her laying there, maybe dead, he can't help but go pick her back up.
That's stupid.
I know, but he picks her up and he puts her in the car, and all of a sudden she's like, you wrecked my house, which is what a grandmother would be pissed about because the house is burning. She wrecks the car, and then the groundskeeper dude scared me the entire time, man. Like, he was scary because he's physically imposing, and he's just creepy as shit. So when he goes running after him, I was like, God damn it. That's one of the few times in the movie that, even though I loved it as a horror movie, that's one of the only few times I actually got scared because I was like, this dude freaks me out. He goes, chases him down, and he takes a picture of him to snap him out of it. Then the white girl comes out of the house, and she's been up there. They make her such a perfect, crazy white girl, dude. Because she's sitting there with her laptop in a perfect little room, and she's got this little cup of Fruit Loops and a little cup of milk, and she's just eating them bit by bit and like looking up.
And, like listening to like 80s,
fuck.
like "Don't You Forget About Me" or some shit.
Yeah, it's just so surreal and creepy. They did such a good job with it. And again, the framing of the shots are very. They're not Kubrick level, but they're very symmetric and good looking. It's just the whole direction of the movie looks amazing. I loved it. But she comes out of the house. He shoots her in the stomach. And then a cop car pulls up, and I thought it was going to be the cop from the beginning of the film where he hit the deer.
Yeah. It winds up to be his best friend in the TSA airport car.
And you're right, he does end up being the hero, but I don't like that guy very much. If I had to say one bad thing about the movie, it's the fact that Jordan Peele is a comedic guy, and he put this character in who's supposed to be the comedic relief, and he just felt forced.
He's not bad. He just, it did feel forced in a lot of ways. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel like something that, I don't know, in that situation you would do or say. I mean, they are best friends, so you have a lot more lax in how you would talk to each other in a film or in a movie, in any situation. Like, they're best friends. I get what he was going for. It just didn't feel as natural as it could have felt.
And you know what? I'm just going to be honest. Like, whereas so much of the racist commentary comes natural and clever, the way that they did it for most of the movie, he was way too stereotypical for me.
That's what I'm saying.
He was just too black people never do that. Black people never do this. And that's was constant. He's like he was doing a stand-up comedy routine.
And that's what I'm saying, like, early on, that's a caricature that I immediately was like, yeah, you've already lost me there, because you're already doing something that a lot of people blame white directors in white Hollywood on doing to black people. You're making him out to be this caricature. The guy rescues him. They drive off into the sunset. This bitch is dying on the road. She dies. Everybody dies. Like, the main guy gets out alive. He does get out. And it wraps up nicely, man. It's not like a bad movie at all. I mean, the score. Let's talk about the score.
Oh yeah.
They use this.
Pizza.
Panza pizza. That's literally the soundtrack for most of it.
It's fucking weird.
It's weird. I don't like it.
I like it.
I don't like it. I think it's stupid. I think it just doesn't. I don't think it goes with the movie. I think it's stupid.
I think it's original. And the whole movie's original, but I get why.
Well, I mean, but
I get why you would like it.
But when the music's coming on, I think Shaka Zulu is gonna come out of the fucking woods with a goddamn bow.
I thought I did like. I mean, I liked it because it was just crazy and original, and I could be like, I'll remember that, even though it's off-putting because it's all of a sudden like the movie's just going on. All of a sudden you're like, Shangi pizza, Forza and Rizza.
I felt like I was watching Eureka's Castle.
But then again, the horror, when the actual horror parts were happening, there's like this weird violin.
Those are cool.
Like, and it was really good. So ultimately, guys, this movie, I like the twist. Even though it was a bit predictable, I liked the villains in it. I thought that the craftsmanship and the camera work and the cinematography was way beyond someone's first effort. And this, I cannot wait to see what Jordan Peele does in the future with horror. I hope he sticks with it. The only bad thing I could say about it is, again, the forced humor with the best friend. And you know what? It's not a really, really scary movie. It's not like a legendary horror film. It's just a well-made, well-oiled horror movie. And it's really easy to enjoy. I give it an 8.5.
7.5 at the end of the day for me. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a solid movie. I didn't think anything was really utterly wrong with it.
I have a two-part question for you guys today. Number one, this movie has a 100% fresh rating as of right now on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that.
Don't be fooled by that, because I think that a lot of people are going to see that and think that this is going to be like a great horror movie. It must be, but really, I mean, I think it's a movie that it's easy for everyone to like and enjoy, and it's good. It may not be a classic, but it's a really good horror movie. But it's a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. It's only like a 6.4 or 5 right now on IMDb. And let me ask you guys, do you guys think that that's, and it could go both ways.
Yeah.
But do you think that that's partly like a butthurt thing? Do you think that there's some people going and doing the clicking one because of the racial undertones?
Possibly. But Mike and I came from an era where like white men can't jump and shit like that, where it was like, it was just fun. I mean, nobody gave a shit. It was all fun. They made fun of black people. They made fun of white people. They made fun of Mexicans. They made fun of Asians. Nobody was that offended about anything.
So that brings me to my second question. Number one, do you think people are taking the movie on purpose on IMDb? Do you think that's just their score? And two, would you want to see a sequel? Because it's a perfect sequel idea if someone can write it the correct way and have the balls to get away with it.
I know you're going.
Would you want a sequel? It would be so smart. And I'd like to see it directed by Jordan Peele as well. If they were... Get Out 2, the roles are completely switched. Maybe this story gets out in the open, and a black community hears about it. They discover the science behind it, the way that they did it, and they start doing it to white people. Would you want to see that? Do you think that sequel would ever get made in the fucking world?
It probably wouldn't, but I'll tell you something else. I don't think this movie sets itself up for a sequel.
It may not. I would love to see that, though. I think it'd be entertaining as fuck, and I think it'd be really, really interesting. Comment below, let us know what your all's thoughts are. We love your fucking faces! And if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn wham up in you!
And if you don't want that wham, get out!
Yeah, I said, goddamn!
Oh, stop. I had a little pee that trickled.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie.